Hey everybody, Dirili here. Welcome back to another episode of Dandelion, which is brought to you by Chariots. We are still hot on the trail of Jieun, the little white bunny boy, and we're getting closer to him soon when we should be able to learn a little bit about his past. Oh, we can raise points with him again, so might as well... we can't date because... What? No, you can't date him on Saturdays? What, can we only date him on Sundays now? Or is Jihei so mad at us about the whole Apple issue that he won't let us date him at all? That's weird. Jihei's available. So why is Jieun not available? Why would Jieun be out without Jihei? This is really weird. Oh, I'm gonna work. Is he available today? Yeah, he is. Was he avoiding Jihei? He's mad at him for limiting his apple supply to one a day. Let's go out to the university, see if anything's different. Yes. Your school is big. It will take a long time to take a walk around the school. The way you draw. Do I look weird? No. You look pretty. Aww. Now you're learning, buddy. Well, 2 stamps was pretty good. And an art book. Did you draw a lot? You look a bit tired. Take a rest at home. It will make you feel better. Oh, he didn't make me open the door for him for once. He's getting nicer. Well, more considerate, more chivalrous. And we have a new option to give an apple. This is gonna have to be sneaky, though. You want an apple, Gian? You want this? Yummies. Right in the mouth. Oh, what? Why? He loves apples. Why is he mad that I gave him one? Delicious. Laundry, basket. It looks heavy. Let me carry it for you. Wow. That is a big change. Let me see if I got any points. No, see, I'm going to redo that because he's not showing up every day anymore. Why didn't he like it when I gave him an apple? It doesn't make any sense. What? Did I save instead of loading? There he is. That was weird. Huh. Well, I'm not giving you an apple now. Let's give you a present of the Dandelion OST. I can feel your warm heart from this gift. I'll treasure it. Huh? I was surprised at the ocean scent coming from your face. A seaweed pack? When will your face return to normal? When I wash it off. Oh, he found me. This smells good. Jieun gave you the herb plant. It makes you calm when you smell it. I wanted to give it to you. Thank you so much. I wonder if I can use it. Yeah, I can use it. Femininity increased, stress decreased. Good. And let's stare at him. Yes. Are you cooking? How to peel an apple. I tried to learn, but it's too difficult. Sounds of footsteps. Sounds of footsteps. Sounds of footsteps. Sounds of footsteps. He's following her around like a puppy dog. These days, Jieun followed me around everywhere I went. So cute. Jihei wasn't home much, and Jieun began to follow me around. And I began to take Jieun out more often because I felt bad leaving Jieun alone. Jieun and I were spending more time alone together. I shouldn't keep thinking he's cute. He's even taller than me. But he really acts like a child, so I forget the fact that he's taller than me. I lifted my hand up and put it on Jieun's head. He's about 5 centimeters taller, perhaps. The ribbon is loose. I'm now in charge of tying Jieun's ribbon. You need to know how to do this by yourself. Jieun looked at me blankly. Eddie never said that. I am not Eddie. Jieun hung his head a little. I think independence is what Jieun needs the most right now. The fact that Jihei has gotten busier may be better for Jieun. It gives him more chance to do things by himself. And I think my role is to teach Jieun how to do things by himself. Okay. Jieun nodded. Good boy, Jieun. I patted Jieun on the head. I feel like I have a younger brother. A beautiful younger brother who looks like a porcelain doll. You are strange. But maybe then he wouldn't look so beautiful. Why am I strange? Because you order me around. Order? Yeah, he's not used to that. I'm not ordering you, I'm teaching you. Teaching? Yes, teaching you to do things by yourself. Because Jieun needs independence. Do you not like me doing this? I remember Jieun shouting at me to not give him any orders. He seems to hate having someone ordering him. I don't hate your ordering me around. I'm just not used to it. Not used to it? I'm just curious. Did you belong to the nobility back in your world? Jieun shook his head. Does that mean no? But Jieun's attitude indicated that he is more than just a commoner. And didn't Jiwoo mention it before? That Jieun might be a member of the royal family? I lived in the palace with Eddie. Then you are a royal. Jieun nodded. Wow, really? It's just as Jiwoo said. Jieun was really royalty. Really? Wow! Are you a relative of the king then? My father is. The king of Grass Kingdom. Then does that mean Jieun is a prince? That's amazing! I couldn't conceal my shock. Are you a real prince then? What about Jihei? He was your friend. Is he a prince too? Jieun shook his head. Eddie is. Don't tell me Jihei was his nanny or something. Jieun hesitated to answer. Why? Is it something you can't tell? Eddie is my knight. A knight? Does a knight usually do laundry and peel apples? Maybe that's the case in their world. But then, Jihei did always behave with discipline. Jihei is a knight, it really suits him well. Then Jihei is basically Jieun's employee. If Jihei is a knight protecting the prince, he must be a noble too. I see. I can't imagine how Jieun must have lived until now. He's a prince, and he even has a dashing knight. Did he live a luxurious life? And I'm sure no one must have ordered him around. I wonder how it feels to have great power at such a young age. I suddenly feel very humble, thinking that a prince is in front of me. Now I can't even nag you anymore. As I laughed awkwardly, Jieun looked at me. Why are you going to change? What? It is not important who I am. You don't have any reason to change. Does he mean I should just act as I did before? But you're a prince. You have a knight and probably servants too. I left the kingdom. So I am not a prince anymore. Jieun said quietly but firmly. I'm only chosen by you. Chosen? He said the same thing before. That I chose him. You said choice. I asked before already, but what do you mean by that? My duty is to make you happy. Jieun didn't answer my question and instead came closer. His beautiful red eyes looked at me directly. Are you satisfied with your choice? Satisfied? About choosing Jieun. I don't even know when and how I chose Jieun. I'm not sure about the meaning of choice. I feel as if Jieun's red eyes were absorbing me. But if I did choose you, I'm not sure for what, but if I were to choose Jieun in any situations, I don't think it'll ever be a bad choice. I think it is a good choice. I look at Jieun with a smile. I still don't know what he is talking about, but if I choose Jieun, I don't regret it. As we become closer, I want to know him better. About Jieun and Jihei as well. Compared to when Jieun had zero interest in me during our first encounter, we became pretty close. I'm glad. Jieun's eyes softened a little. Is he happy? By the way, we have to get one thing straight. You don't want me to treat you like a prince, right? I looked straight into his eyes. Jieun clearly said that he was not a prince here, and that I don't need to change. So, then I can act in front of you just as I've been? Jieun nodded imperceptibly. You're good the way you are. I think Jieun just smiled slightly. I was glad, because he accepted me just as I am now. I like you and I as equals. I don't want us to be different, like Eddie. Ah, right. Eddie is a knight, which means that he has lower social status than Jieun. That's why he is always standing on formality in front of Jieun. He takes care of and protects Jieun at the same time. Then Jihei and I are different to Jieun. Jieun and I are equals. There is one relationship with Jieun and Jihei, and there is another relationship with Jieun and me. At first I thought I couldn't become close to Jieun, but now I'm seriously thinking of our relationship. And somehow, it made me feel good. Let's go to the park. Yes. The grass in this park is always well taken care of. Well, actually, it's covered in snow right now, so how can you tell? So, I want to come here often. And, oh, yeah! I like your hand because they are warm. I thought your hands were the warm ones. More stamps and some weird colorful leaf. It's getting warmer. I had fun today. I want to go to the park with you next time as well. He's smiling a lot more than he used to. Now let's try giving him an apple and see if it's any different. Oh, he liked it that time. Sweet. Laundry, basket. Folding the laundry is difficult. The clothes keep getting wrinkled. It's because you're doing it wrong. Now let's just... Well, do I have anything new? Let's see if he likes this autumn leaf. A little bit. I like it. Thank you. Yes, you may sit next to me. Thank you, Your Highness. Modifications, equations. I don't think there's a difference between knowing and not knowing if you can't apply the formula into practice. And now let's ask him what he's thinking. Eddie and I have different eye colors. Laundry basket, yeah, same thing here. Jieun, we're alone in the house. Come to me. And let's... Oh, I gave him an apple not too long ago, so do I have any other gifts? Oh, no, I just gave him a gift, didn't I? Let's just talk. Yes, I just wanted to talk to you. Drawing. Eddie enjoys art. You like art too, but you two are not alike. Yep, his day has definitely changed. We can only go out with him Sundays instead of Saturdays. So let's go, Jieun. Go to... Where did I go before I took him to the park? Let's take him to the art gallery. Yes. There are many people. Is the artist famous? This picture. Yeah, the technique is just amazing. Yes, fascinating. But I'm not sure if it's good. I like your picture better. Aw, that's so sweet of you to say. Whoops. Oh man, I missed the line. I am hungry. I wonder if Eddie is back. Just one more point to go. Last one. Let's give him an apple. Yum. Drawing. If everything you draw can become a reality, wouldn't that be great? I would love that. We're maxed out. Woohoo! Let's make sure the stats are good. And they are. Being in this house makes me sick. Jiwoo grumbled. It's not the first time to hear Jiwoo grumble, and I'm used to it now. Bunny is annoyed again. Wouldn't you get sick seeing that? Seeing what? Now the precious little rabbit has not one, but two servants. What? Is he talking about me? Are you saying that I'm Jieun's servant? Yes, the house reeks of apples. The sweet scent is getting on my nerves. Hey, Jung, give some of your love to the bunny. He's jealous. Don't be stupid. Jealous my butt. He's noisy. Jieun spoke as he took a bit of his apple. Jiwoo, so you were jealous. I'm sorry, I'll give you my love too. Shut up. I don't need any of that. This house is just full of idiots. Jiwoo pointed at all of us.
Hey, does that include me?
Jisoo thought for a moment, then protested.
What did I do? I didn't say anything.
Jisoo, everyone knows that you're dumb. Gian spoke casually as he peeled an orange.
What? I'm not dumb.
How did the conversation get to here anyway? It's all your fault, Hee-jung. It's because you savor the little rabbit. Jieun pouted. It's favor, not savor, you stupid cat. Whatever, they're both big words.
By the way, where's that show-off rabbit? It seems like you're the nanny now.
Jisoo glanced at Jieun and me. Jihae's becoming busier with his job. He came home after midnight yesterday. Yeah, the big rabbit is going to come out on a show, too. A show? Jihae on TV? Yeah, the title of the show was Exclude Interview on Misery Prince or something. Exclude? Stupid! It's Exclusive Interview on the Mysterious Prince from Another Planet, model Jihae. Yeah, that one. How did you know, Jiwoo? Just shut up. I just happened to hear it.
That bunny likes to watch the entertainment channel. You didn't know?
He did? But Jihae is amazing. He hasn't started working for long, but he's already going to be on the TV. Wait, mysterious? Prince from Another Planet? Mysterious, huh? Huh. I guess he's mysterious, all right. No matter how deep they dig, they'll find nothing. Because these animals really are aliens from a fantasy land. Prince from Another Planet. That's actually Jieun.
The busy rabbit is causing you trouble, huh, Fugiver?
Me? It's no trouble. Really, it's not. I never thought it was a hassle to take care of Jieun. In fact, I enjoy it. The way he always follows me around is so cute that when I'm outside, I'm eager to go home to see Jieun.
Yeah, well, it's better to see him with you than to have two male rabbits always sticking like glue.
What do you mean?
They're both guys, and yet they're always together. Frankly, it's kinda gross.
Jisoo shuddered. Jisoo, you don't like guys?
Of course I don't. Girls are soft and pretty.
Then Jisoo, why did you do that to me the time we were drunk and...
Hey, I told you to be quiet about that twerp.
Huh? Did something happen? Wait, you guys drank together? Jieun, how old are you? Minors are forbidden from drinking in this world. Well, actually, Jisoo quickly covered Jieun's mouth with his hand. Jieun looked at me pleadingly. Didn't he say it was gross when the guys were together? Stupid cats. Jiwoo looked at them pathetically. There's never peace and quiet when the guys are together.
Hey, talk about that one more time and I'm going to tell your woman who you really are.
Woman? Huh? Jieun? Jieun stood up from the couch. Everyone focused their attention on Jieun, who suddenly stood up. What's the matter? Jieun quietly walked towards my room. The door closed and the living room became silent for a while. Not missing the chance, Jieun removed Jisoo's hand from his mouth. Is that really it? I'll go after him. You guys should be quiet now.
Okay, fine.
Jisoo sat on the sofa and turned on the TV. I walked to my room. Knock, knock. I'm coming in. Jieun is sitting down on the floor, blankly staring out the window. He usually stares outside like that on the balcony. Jieun, everyone was a bit loud, right? Jieun didn't reply and continued to stare out the window. I sat next to him on the floor. What are you doing on the floor? Are you okay? Jieun blinked once. Jieun? Jieun's eyes sparkled like rubies. He seemed to be staring directly at the sun. Don't his eyes hurt? I can see. Jieun's voice resonated in the room. See what? Your future. My future? Jieun stood up. He can see my future? Huh? Why are you suddenly standing? I awkwardly stood up next to him. Jieun extended his right arm in front of him. What is he trying to do? And something amazing happened. Yeah! My window opened by itself. What's going on? The cold winter air rushed into the room. The wind was blowing so hard that I could hear it. The papers on my desk are flying everywhere in the room. My printouts! What's happening? Is he doing magic? I couldn't believe what's happening in front of my eyes right now. Papers were flying everywhere, and Jieun was standing in the midst of all this. Calm down. With one arm still stretched out, Jieun spoke. He even wore a smile on his lips. What is Jieun doing? Is this some kind of magic? This is enough. Jieun looked at the sun again. Thank you. To my astonishment, the wind suddenly stopped at Jieun's words. Impossible. Jieun slowly put his right arm down by his side. I dropped onto the bed. Unbelievable. Was that some sort of magic? What was that? What just happened was like a scene from a fantasy movie. Jieun looked like a magician. Jieun turned to look at me, and he quietly walked over to me and sat next to me on the bed. What was that? What did you just do? I saw your future. My future? What do you mean? I thought you were a prince. Read my future? You're not a fortune teller. What was all that? Calm down. How can I calm down when the window just opened by itself and... Oh! Jieun squeezed my hand. Calm down. Jieun looked at me straight in the eyes. Looking into Jieun's eyes, I could no longer speak. I could feel my heart beating fast. It's okay. There's nothing threatening you. Jieun is making me calm. I let out a deep breath. That really surprised me. And Jieun seemed like a different person. He was like a little brother before, but now he's the one who's trying to soothe me. I saw your future. He's been repeating the sentence many times. My future? How? Did I just see you doing some magic? The power of precognition. It's a power that is given to me by God. Precognition? God? A gift from God. I can't tell you in detail. But it's okay. What just happened won't harm you. Even though the window opened by itself and fierce wind came in? Then you just used that power of yours? So that's why all that happened? Jieun slowly nodded. Precognition, does that allow you to see someone's future? Is that even real? I find it hard to believe. Did you really see my future? I still can't believe what just happened. Jieun nodded once again. What kind of future was it? If he really saw my future, what did he see? If I tell you, you'll be embarrassed. Jieun smiled slightly. I'll be embarrassed? It's making me even more curious. What was it? Can you just give me a hint? You were on an adventure. Adventure? Yes, an adventure by yourself for the first time. And I tried to hide my nervousness and waited for Jieun to say more. Telling you more is against the rules. I felt disappointed. Rules again. Can't you tell me a bit more? Adventure? What kind of adventure? An adventure by myself for the first time. Jieun shook his head. That's too bad. I really wanted to know. By the way, how did you get that power? He said it's from God, but how? This power is known to be granted to only one person who is of royal blood. Only one? Then, only one person is granted with the power of precognition. It's kind of hard to believe. A divine child is born once every 3 generations. And the divine child is told to have the power of precognition. Then, you are the divine child? Yes. Then Jieun, isn't he the most important prince in the kingdom? What is he doing in this world? The prince with the power has a high possibility of being crowned the king. The king? Wait, isn't this a big problem? Jieun, is it okay for you to be here? He might become a king and all he does in this world is eat apples all day. It's quite shocking. You being here, isn't it going to cause some problems in succession to the throne? And won't your people, rabbits, come here to get you back? I imagined armed rabbits raiding my house. This is beginning to scare me. That won't happen. I will soon return. What? Return. I suddenly had a sinking feeling. I had forgotten. I had forgotten for a moment that I can't be with the animals forever. Right. You're going back. I hung my head. I suddenly felt very lonely. Jieun. He'll return home one day. I see. Jieun is an important person back in his world. It's obvious that he has to go back. Are you sad? Jieun asked carefully. I nodded. I'm sad, and I will be lonely. If you'll be sad, I am happy. What? That's kind of rude. I lifted my head to see him. Jieun was smiling softly. I actually like you. Jieun looked straight into my eyes. I could feel my face growing warm. I'm happy that he likes me, but... Jieun is smiling slightly. Why is my heart pounding? I slipped my hand away from Jieun's. Why do I suddenly feel shy? Jieun was always like a little brother to me, but now he doesn't seem like one. It's going to take some time to explain how I feel at this moment. And date time again. Wait, I can't remember. I think I already did everything, didn't I? Cinema. Oh, I actually sang something different this time at the cinema, so... Alright. Yes, I'll try not to lose you. Oh, it's a horror movie. Is he scared? Eek, this is scary. Close your eyes and cover your ears if you are afraid. You'll be okay then. Let's look around. 1 stamp, is that all? Oh, 2, there we go. And I want this little mouse pad. Your face, it looks pale. I want to see other movies next time. Yes, I want to go home and rest. Date time again, and we're going to the cafe. Yes. There are many people, but if you are next to me, it is okay. What are you thinking about? Wow, he asked me that. About the memories we shared together. Huh? Oh, but I am still younger than you. I had fun today. Please take me out with you again. After you. Oh, does that mean he held the door open for me? That's real progress. The winter ocean. I like how it's quiet, but the chilly wind quickly makes my cheeks frozen. So, you're a cute guy who is next in line to become the king, and you have the power to see the future. I don't know what you mean by cute. Anyway, then the rest are correct? Yes. Jieun recently began to talk more than he did. He answers all my questions now. He only used to blink in response. I think I have a lot to do with Jieun speaking more. I kind of feel proud of myself. How does it feel to be a future king? Jieun closed his mouth. It's a lot of pressure, right? You also have to study a lot to be one. Jieun walked to the sandy beach in silence. I could only hear the sound of waves. Why is he not talking? Was it a question I shouldn't have asked? Jieun's expression looked dark. Do you not want to be the king? Jieun suddenly stopped walking. No. I see. Why? Because I will continuously have to be nagged. The rabbits around me, they're all noisy. Oh. Jieun said that he didn't like a noisy environment, and he did say once that he didn't want to hear and think. And he mentioned that he hates rabbits. People will probably try to tell him all these things once he becomes a king. There will be people who want his power and try to use him. Can Jieun be strong enough to handle all that? I can't imagine you becoming a king. How would it feel to be a king? I can't imagine. It must be tough. For me, thinking of where to work and how to get a job is a big enough pressure already. But the weight that Jieun must carry with him must be much heavier. You're strange. Why? Whenever you speak, I feel strange. Feel strange? It's warm and comfortable. Warm and comfortable? Are you saying that I'm like your mom? Mom? Or Eddie? Eddie. Jieun paused and thought for a moment. No, you are different. You are not Mother nor Eddie. Then, my mother and you are different, and Eddie is similar to no one. You're not like anyone else. That somehow made me feel good. It's cold, right? The fact that I'm not like anyone else means that I'm not a replacement for someone in Jieun's life. And Jieun told me that we're equals. That made my heart flutter. What kind of person is your mother? To hide my excitement, I changed the subject. She must be a queen if Jieun's a prince. Was she strict with you? No. She couldn't be strict with me. My mother and I are of different classes. What? How can you be of different classes? If she gave birth to a prince, she must surely be a queen. My mother. After taking a deep breath, Jieun continued. She was a maid, working in the royal palace. After giving birth to me, she was forced to live in another palace. So, she could only watch me from far away, through Eddie. His mother was a maid? That means he's born from people of two different classes. And about the part of his mother being sent away. Then Jieun grew up without his mother? Was Jihei an aristocrat? Yes, but even though he is, he wasn't raised like one. What do you mean? Eddie was also born between a commoner and an aristocrat. I heard people in the palace whispering about it. What? So they're both of the same situation? Eddie was strikingly beautiful. My prince, you mustn't talk to me. It's okay, Eddie. You are special. I'm not special. You shouldn't have any interest in me. If you touch me, your hands will become filthy. No, you're special. You're beautiful. You have beautiful hair, and you're truly beautiful. My prince. You don't realize how beautiful you are because of what others think of you. It's sad, but he was hurt too much that he was feeling nothing. He didn't even think how hurt he was. Eddie was a beautiful man, but everyone around him hated him. Because he's too beautiful? It's possible if someone is as beautiful as Jihei. People said that Eddie's hair is a bad omen, because it's not white. What? The royal family and the aristocrats should have white hair. Eddie's hair was too much of a shock for them. No way! They hated him because he didn't have white hair? I had the feeling that Jieun's words were no different from mine. People look at you funny if you're different. If you don't walk along the path that others do, fingers are pointed. They make you feel as if you're committing a crime. That's cruel. People thinking that you should all be the same. I think your place is no different from here. I smiled wryly. I always was told and therefore thought that I have to be like everyone else. Instead of asking me what I want to do, I was forced into doing what I should do. What are you afraid of? Jieun looked at me and spoke. If you know that being different is important, why don't you change? Jieun's words pierced me like an arrow. That's because I came out of home, but why am I still living the same life? Without knowing what I want to do, I'm doing things that I should be doing every day. I became independent because I wanted to change, but I didn't change a bit. I know the reason very well. I was at a loss for words. Like Gian said, I'm afraid. I want to change, but if I change, Mom might never look at me again. So I continue to live the same life. I want to get out of this endless same old routine. I want to go on an adventure and seek out something new, but... You're right, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that if I change, people whom I care about will leave me. I'm afraid that Mom will leave me. I want to change, but I'm still afraid. This is strange. I never told this to anyone else. Is it because I feel comfortable around Jieun, or is it because I believe that Jieun will understand me? I said the things I've kept inside me for such a long time. Now I know. Jieun reached his hands to touch my face. His eyes are looking at me. My heart began to pound. This is weird. Jieun suddenly looked very mature. Now I know the reason why you have such a deep sadness inside of you. You are afraid of being rejected by the person whom you wish to be loved. I felt my heart sink. He just uncovered my secret that I've been hiding from everyone. It's as if he's reading my mind. He seems to know everything that I'm afraid of. And what you're really afraid of is being rejected and left alone. My frozen cheeks gradually became warm by Jieun's hands. I could see my breath in the air. Jieun, how are you able to know this so easily? The secret that I've been hiding by pretending to be strong. Don't be afraid. You will be all right. All right? Jieun, how do you know? How do you know whether I'll be all right or not? He reads my mind as if it's nothing, then just says it'll be all right. I can't simply say thank you. I've been suffering for too long. I've been afraid to be left alone. That Mom will leave me and I'll be alone. And that I'll have no one by my side. How can you say that so easily? Even if I change, there's no guarantee I'll be able to find my dream. But deep inside of me, I already knew. If I wasn't going to change, I wouldn't have become independent from Mom in the first place. It's been 4 years since I became independent, and what am I doing now? I haven't changed a bit. What am I doing? Jieun, what should I do? What have I been doing so far? I just spent my 4 years hesitating, living the same life I wanted to get away from. Jieun gently stroked my cheek. I felt all my pain and fear melting away. Because of what Jieun said, I already knew that I'll be okay. Although I'm afraid of being alone, I know that I'm no longer a child. I knew that I would be fine alone. But the fact made me so lonely and sad, so I didn't want to admit it. The answer was in you all along. You just realized it, that's all. Eddie, too, knows the answer already. It just takes him time to realize it. Jieun looked at me with an all-knowing face. Jieun, are you? Me as well. Jieun hung his head. It confused me because he looked different from what I had seen until now. I wonder what kind of life you've lived so far. There's no need to be afraid. I will support you, no matter what you choose to do. Jieun smiled warmly. Really? Strangely, Jieun's words gave me confidence. A prince told me it's okay. So, I'll be okay then. Oh. I saw something white falling down and looked up. The first snow of the year. Big snowflakes are falling down from the sky. They're pretty. They're as pretty and pure as Jieun. You're beautiful. What? I was about to ask what do you mean when... Oh. Jieun was hugging me. White snow, the ocean, and Jieun. It seems like a dream. What did Jieun just say? I felt my head going blank as my heart was beating wildly. How am I to explain my emotions right now? My heart is beating so loudly and my face is burning up. It'll be all right. I couldn't speak. My heart began to beat even faster. You will soon have a wish. A wish? You'll find what you want to do. Jieun spoke as if he's casting a spell on me. What I want to do, you can do it. I've been waiting to hear those words. The anxiousness that I carried with me vanished like a spell. And with that, we'll end this episode here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in my future videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show your support. I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.